Welcome back to the channel, guys. Drew here, winning TURO strategies. Look, this chip shortage is not going away. You can mark it down right now. People have thought this was going to be a 6-month, year thing and things were just going to bounce back to normal. And consumers that were like, oh, I'm not buying a car right now. I'll wait till they make more cars and the prices will come down. They're not going down. And if you think the housing market has skyrocketed up, look at the used car market. So I just read a fact that Chevys are up 39% in pricing. The new cars have shot up, or the average price of a vehicle has shot up over $5,000. And this is not going away. And I'm here to tell you that the very best TURO hosts are going to have to learn one incredibly important skill if they're going to be successful for 2022 or just get out of the business. Let's jump in. Alright guys, before we jump in, make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm going to give you a quick teaser of one of the coolest vehicles I came across online. And the specs and the type of the vehicle, it'll blow your mind. And I'm super excited about it if they can actually pull this vehicle off, because I would love to put it on the platform. I'll give you a quick teaser at the end of the video. Make sure you stick around for that. Alright guys, look, this is a huge problem. It's not just a chip shortage issue. There's a ship issue where of being able to bring products into the country, and there's also an issue of not having workers to work in all different aspects, and it's causing a major problem. I'm not going to go deep into this because if you haven't seen Audrey Janik's video, I'm going to add that video on the bottom here along with 2 other videos that if you like to follow this kind of stuff like I do, that really break it down a lot better than I can. But the bottom line is this is going to be a major problem if you're going to be a host in this business. You can't rent cars if you can't buy cars, and you cannot buy cars that are overpriced. And the ability to get a deal on a car is getting more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. The very best hosts on TURO, they do 1 or 2 strategies typically. And one is they purchase cars off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and they know what they're looking for. They can tell, they can filter out all the crap vehicles and find a few good golden nuggets, undervalued, underpriced, and they're able to rent those cars out. And eventually sell those cars for, try to get it close to what they paid for it. Or there's hosts that can buy newer used vehicles or brand new vehicles, and they know how to get great deals that way. Cars that are under warranty, that are easy to rent without a lot of problems, and bring in a lot of revenue, and then sell the cars or trade the cars in on new ones. And both of those have typically been great strategies in the past for the TURO business. But the chip shortage has made it incredibly difficult to do the latter, and even the former of the Craigslist and the Facebook Marketplace, trying to get a deal. Even very cheap cars are continuing to go up, and high quality cheap cars are very difficult to find. So I'm here to tell you is that if you're going to be a top host on a platform, if you're going to do this business and be very productive financially on the platform, you're going to have to learn one very important skill, and that and it is a skill, and it's called building and ordering brand new vehicles. You're seeing now that new vehicles are going for a premium, not just MSRP. Thousands of dollars over MSRP, and the chip shortage has lost millions of vehicles. I read a statistic recently in one of the videos you can see below that initially they were predicting 2 to 3 million vehicles. Last week alone, there was over 537,000 vehicles that weren't made because of this shortage, and they're predicting over 10 million vehicles are not going to be made. And we still are not catching up. Dealerships have 70 to 80% less vehicles than they had only a year ago. And the problem is getting worse. It's not getting better. And what that means is the cost of cars are going to continue to get more and more. New cars and used cars are going to get more and more. And so it's going to be incredibly difficult to get good deals on a vehicle. So I've been following this for months now and tracking this and watching this. And this is the reason why I have over 10 different vehicles that I've already ordered, pre-ordered, and built out. And you say, why would you do that? Well, why would you pay MSRP for a vehicle? That would be crazy a year or 2 years ago. What allows me to do, and I'm going to tell you the benefits if you can learn this skill and get good at it, is you can build a vehicle exactly to the specifications that you want, so you're not buying options you don't need, and you can really get the dealer locked into a price where they cannot raise the price later on, or make it very difficult to raise the price later on. I did this for my C8s, both of them. I did this for, I don't want to say the video because I got a whole nother video coming on this. I don't want to ruin the surprise. But I've done this for multiple vehicles that are going for, thousands of dollars over MSRP, and I've been able to build out the exact type of vehicle that I would want with the exact options that make it a great vehicle for Turo, and I'm not overpaying for the vehicle. And I've been able to do that, and this all of 2022, I'll be taking delivery of vehicles at MSRP when regular consumers are having to pay thousands and thousands of dollars more, and I get the exact color of the exact vehicle that I want. So that's a big advantage to ordering a vehicle like this, is building exactly the way you want it. 2 is paying a fixed price that you know of. A lot of times these MSRPs are locked in here, a year before, and as inflation, all the cars at MSRPs are going up and up and up, you're able to kind of lock in pricing a year or two early based on ordering the vehicle and build it out. So the pricing. And then 3 is you're able to get the vehicles when the average consumers can't get them, and or can't get them for a good price. So if you want to stay in this business and be productive, you're going to have to learn this as a skill. And it is a skill. You have to be able to look at the building tools, the configuring tools, and find out where do you want to spend your money on, and how expensive do you want to go, and what colors is the consumer going to see and want to rent those cars. And I'll be doing a few videos on several different vehicles. One is building out a Bronco, building out a C8, building out a Ford Maverick, building out several different vehicles coming up. And I hope to give you some different tips and tricks that I've learned in the business. But every big dealership has one person in the dealership generally that builds out all of their fleet, because you have to become an expert in what options and what things that people are going to want to pay for and not want to pay for. How do you maximize the profitability? And that's what that person, the dealership, gets paid good money to do. Well, look, in this business, it's the same way. You got to think which color is going to pop when people are flipping through. But I also want to tell you about a vehicle. It starts at under $20,000. It's brand new. And if this vehicle comes to production, which is a big question mark, this vehicle is going to be a phenomenal Turo vehicle. And I'll tell you the name of the vehicle. You can start looking up as far as that goes. But the name is Damac Avenir Spiritus. It sounds like some kind of a Greek god or goddess or something. But it's pretty wild vehicle. And if this vehicle comes to production, it could be a bargain and a home run for Turo. What's it look like? It looks like if you took a Polaris Slingshot, which is a phenomenal vehicle on Turo, and you mixed it with a BMW i8, another pretty cool vehicle for Turo. That's what this vehicle is. And it's pretty darn cool. It's 3 wheels. They're taking orders on this vehicle for $19,995. I'm going to do a full review and breakdown of the vehicle next week. And I've already put a deposit on one. I'm going to put a deposit probably on a second one before the month ends, because they have a kind of promotion going on. That doesn't mean I'm fully endorsing that this is going to be. This could be one of those things where it just, never comes to fruition. But for me, it's a cool enough vehicle where, to risk $100, $200, it's definitely worth it for me because I think it could be a super cool hit of a vehicle that, similar to a Polaris Slingshot. If you haven't priced out the Polaris Slingshot, my market, you know, when I go out about 100 or 150 miles, I mean, there is dozens and dozens of these things, and they go for great money, and they're pretty cheap vehicles compared to a traditional car. 130, 40 bucks is the lowest, and a lot of them go up to like $300 range a day. You know, a lot in that average around $200 a day, and this is a vehicle that's $20,000 to $35,000, and but there's limitations to the vehicle. You know, it's got no roof on it, so you can't rent it all winter long. It's like a summer type vehicle, but super fun. This Daymac Spiritus is a similar type vehicle and could be a super great hit, or it could be total fool's gold. It could be total like a piece of junk or something that's never been built. But we'll jump into the brand Daymac. They've been around for a while, 20 years. And we'll look at that. So I hope you'll be here when we drop this, and I hope it comes to fruition because I think it's an awesome, very cool vehicle, and I'm looking forward to possibly adding it to my fleet. So until next time, thanks again for jumping in. And look, this is a game. TURO's a game. It's a fun game for me. And if you're going to do the game, make sure you know the rules, read the TOS, know how to do the ins and out. Make sure you stay up to date. And most of all, have fun while you're doing it. Until next time, I'm out. Thanks, guys.